Good evening. My name is Sarah Manning, and tonight for you I am Oedipus, the king. If we are going to get along, it's important that you know this, that you understand what I have said and what I am about to say. Language is the main instrument of our refusal to accept the world as it is. Language is the main instrument of our refusal to accept the world as it is. There have been many other instruments deployed in our refusal to accept the world as it is. Mud, sticks, stones, fire, knives, guns, guitars, paint, pianos, film, video, to name just a few. But right now, we will concentrate on language. My name is Sarah Manning, and tonight, for you, I am Oedipus, the king. Your king. standing here, assuming a role, several roles, one of them more well-known ones being one of the most famous, most researched, most rated roles in the history of Western civilization. The play Oedipus the King was first staged in Athens in 429 BC. It is a play about knowledge and identity. It is a story of a city becoming a city. The story of a people questioning themselves, defining themselves. Fifth century Athens, a place, a time, an idea, a photograph, an object. This object is like us, our subject. Are these things in our hands our equals? We are things too. powerful, never full or glorious. Mostly rubbish. How are we different? What about the Roman Empire? The Middle Ages. The Renaissance. The Reformation. The Enlightenment. The Industrial Revolution. Imperialism. These things are the fruits of our Western civilization. This is our history. This is the story of how we all got here. When Sophocles began writing the Theban plays, 5th century Athens was coming to terms with many things. The plague, militarization, the end of the reign of tyrants, the concept of democracy, a shift in the economy from grower producer to trader merchant, all the while debating the primacy of the laws of the family versus those of the polis. This is what tragedy was, an expression of these conflicting fundamental notions of what a group of people are, what a group of people can be. Today, these conflicts rest within us, silenced, assumed. Still we ask, who are we? Together, we have made a world in which capitalism has triumphed. Labour has been marginalised, and moneyed interests have purchased enough political infrastructure to prevent reform. We have
Imagine that at your feet, on the floor while you were shooting this video, two kittens were playing with a ball of red wool. One of them's licking your ankle. Its tongue is small, strong and rough. It doesn't feel bad, it tickles. You wonder what it would feel like to be licked all over for a long time by a much larger animal. Up until the invention of photography, the past had to be taken on faith. That is, you had to take somebody's word or effort regarding what had already happened. But photography changed all that. There it was in black and white. A view from a window in 1827. A dead man lying in bed. A horse galloping, all four hooves in the air. Ocular proof. Unlike any other visual image, a photograph is not a rendering or an interpretation of its subject, but a trace, like a footprint or a death mask. No painting or drawing, no matter how realistic, belongs to its subject like a photograph does. Cameras affix time and offer appearances, but they do not preserve meaning. Only you can do that. And cameras affix only one concept of time. But what of all the other concepts of time? What if time is also like a word or a sound? Culturally based, ambiguous, an edifice or threshold to meaning. How would you fix that? In this video, you are naked, sitting on a block of ice in front of a live studio audience. All this. You are looking at your lover, and she is looking at you. You stare longingly, lovingly into each other's eyes. You are so close you can feel her breath, smell her skin. Her eyes are brown, light brown, almost hazel with flecks of green in them. You are so close you can see yourself reflected in her eyes. Vanessa, Director Peter Duncan, ABC TV. Bed of Roses 1, Rita Lynn, Director Ted Emery, ABC TV. Bed of Roses 2, Rita Lynn, Director David Cameron, ABC TV. Bed of Roses 3, Rita Lynn, Director Ted Emery, ABC TV. City Homicide, Olivia, Director Kevin Carlin, 7 Network. The Elephant Princess, Azusa, Director Roger Hodgman, The Disney Channel. Kick, Leanne Tran, Director Esmond Storm, SBS. Stingers, Asian Escort, Director Dan Mulder, 9 Network. Fergus MacPhail, Asia Field 2, Director David Long, 10 Network. Film, Macbeth, Gangster, Director Jeffrey Wright, Mushroom Pictures. A Nocturne, V, Director Bill Masoulis, Blue Note Productions. Theatre, Avery, Ensemble, Director Melanie Betty, La Mama. Silence, Dow, Director Gurkham Akoglu, La Mama. Letters from Animals, Greta, Cockroach, Director Jane Mollard, The Story. Make Me Cry, Josephine, Director Ben Speth, 45 Downstairs. Shrimp, Ensemble, Director Peter Hanrahan, Melbourne Workers Theatre. The Story of Soil, TN, Director David Everest, Footscray Community Arts Centre. 2005 Green Room Award nominee, Best Actress, Shrimp. Skills, American accent, British accent, fluent Vietnamese, Asian accents, swimming, martial arts, piano. I remember when I was a little girl, lying on the carpet watching TV. I really wanted to be on television, physically in it, in that world, in that box. Same with movies. I wanted to be up there on the screen. I was 18 when I first auditioned for The Story of Soil. And for the first time, I was standing in front of a director and he was telling me what to do. He asked me to imagine a door. I had to go and open this door, and then without using words, show him what was out there. I had to respond to this world that I'd imagined. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. I saw a lot of doors. Every Saturday, me, my brother, my mother, and my father would go out witnessing. Sometimes we would be let in for tea and polite conversation, but mostly the doors would open and then quickly shut again. Or would not be opened at all. Now it's your turn. Close your eyes. I'll tell you when you can open them again. Go and relax, just keep them closed. Imagine a door from when you were a child. Do you see that door? Now, in your imagination, go and open that door. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose. Our love become a funeral pyre. And come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come and set the night on fire. In April 1969, Jim Morrison, the lead singer of The Doors, was arrested in Miami, Florida for exposing himself on stage during a concert. The Doors took their name from the book The Doors of Perception, written by Aldous Huxley in 1954, who took the term from William Blake, who in 1793 wrote, "If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite." Open your eyes. For a few years, Jim Morrison was the sexiest man in rock and roll. He was almost 6 foot tall, with thick lips and wavy brown hair, and he sang in a chocolate baritone and had one of the greatest rock and roll screams ever. On stage, he was sex. Then, in the middle of an extended organ solo, he unzips his leather pants and pulls out his penis. Here was this 6 foot tall cock with wavy brown hair performing for the world. And a second later, he's just another guy. A regular fella standing in front of 2,000 people with his fly open and his penis lolling about. From ecstatic symbol to merely physical. Sex. Intercourse. Remember when you first learnt that word? Like me, you're probably 12 years old, and one day at school, one of the older kids asked if you wanted to have intercourse. And you screwed up your face and said no. And then he said innocently, "Well, you don't want to talk to me?" Intercourse means to have a conversation. Our parents had sex. We are having intercourse right now. All mammals have sex. As a species, this is what we do. Otherwise, we die. Imagine that you are wise and powerful, and there is nothing you can't do. Nothing at all. You are gracious and benevolent, patient and compassionate, but secretly, you know that you are better than everybody else. A can-do sort of person, not one to mope about asking, do I dare or do I dare? You act. You have 4 children, aged between, say, 10 and 16. 2 boys and 2 girls. You have a loving wife, a good job, and live in a nice house. But friends and neighbours are not well. Something is not right. You must make it right. You must fix things. Only you can fix things. While you are fixing things, you discover that in some years previous, in a fit of rage, you killed your father. You didn't know that the person you killed was your father. You thought your father was somebody else. And your wife, the woman you love, mother to your children, turns out to be your mother too. You killed your father, married your mother. Your sons and daughters are your brothers and sisters. Imagine her body, your mother's body, the taste and smell of her skin, and how it responds to your touch. Her breasts, how often as a child you cried demanding them. Your cock, or her cock, you both like to say, because she knows it so well. She knows how to kiss it, touch it, make it ache with pleasure. And how easy and often your cock, stiff and demanding, finds its way into that filial furrow. What do you think? How do you react to this change in circumstance? The new you. Do you want to end it all? Do you beg your friends to kill you? Or do you blind yourself and go wandering, using your youngest daughter, sister as a sort of guide dog? Do you say to yourself, as Oedipus did, I have been saved for something great and terrible, something strange? Here we are, all of us, right here at the end of your journey. Oedipus, you are in a sacred grove outside of Athens. I am Theseus, king of Athens, and I have come to see you. I am standing in front of you, and I say, in the old days, I often heard your legend, the bloody mutilation of your eyes. I know all about you, son of Laius. And now, seeing you at these crossroads, beyond all doubt, I know you in the flesh. Your rags, your ravaged face. It's all too clear. They show me who you are. And in all compassion, I would ask, Oedipus, Doomstruck Oedipus, why are you here? What appeal do you bring to Athens and to me, you and the young girl helpless at your side? Tell me all. Your story, your fortunes would have to be grim indeed for me to turn my back on you. I too, remember well, was reared in exile and in strange lands, Like no man else on earth, I grappled dangers pressing for my life. Never, I tell you, I will never shrink from a stranger, lost as you are now, or fail to lend a hand and save a life. I am only a man, and I have no more power over tomorrow, Oedipus, than you. It is October 21st, 2009, and this woman, Beck Reed, is sitting in her bedroom listening to the radio. She is listening to the news of mudslides in Sumatra and tsunamis in Samoa. People are buried alive and lost to the sea. Still, she looks into the lens of the camera and wills a smile into her face. We thought that making this with you might tell us something about who we are and how we came to be. This is our only power over tomorrow.
They say you are my sister. They say there is no grief that Zeus has not perfected for us. They say our father, Oedipus, died hated, his reputation in ruins. They say his wife and mother, our mother, was a suicide, tied bedding about her neck They say both our brothers are this day dead. They say Eteocles and Polynices killed each other. They say Creon is the king of Thebes. They say he has decreed a capital offence to bury Polynices. They say Eteocles will be given full military honours, while Polynices is to lie unburied, undead, dishonoured. They say he is your brother too. They say Creon will sentence to death anyone who buries Polynices. They say, what can we do? It is the law. They say Antigone is a crazed, grieving teenage girl. They say Creon is an insecure, petty tyrant. They say Antigone buried Polynices. They say Antigone has a death wish. They say Haemon, Creon's son, is betrothed to Antigone. They say Haemon tried to reason with Creon. They say the citizens of Thebes were beginning to fear Creon. They say Creon mocked Haemon in his reasoning. They say the citizens of Thebes respect strong rulers. They say Creon feels emasculated because Antigone disobeyed his decree. They say Creon ordered Antigone to be walled up in a cave with plenty of food and water, and that how she lives or dies is none of his nor the people of Thebes' concern. They say Creon will rue the day he buried Antigone alive. They say Antigone will hang herself. They say Haemon will stab himself upon seeing his beloved dead. They say Eurydice, Creon's wife, Haemon's mother, will kill herself at the news of her son's suicide. They say all of this will come to pass. They say the dialectical collision between the universal and the particular, between the sphere of the feminine hearth and the masculine forum, between the polarities of ethical substance as they crystallize around immanent and transcendent values, is now compacted into the struggle between man, Creon, and woman, Antigone, over the body of the dead, Polynices. They say Antigone represents the transition from the natural ethical community of the family to the community, the superior law whose validity is openly apparent. They say law and desire are not at loggerheads, but that the sublimity of the moral law is Antigone's desire. They say Antigone is not a representative of a particular sphere at all, household or state, but a figure for relational identities in crisis. They say the war in Afghanistan is a clash of civilizations. They say history is a foreign country. They do things differently there. Marvellous wonders, terrible wonders walk the world, but none the match for man. That great wonder crossing the heaving grey seas, driven on by the blasts of winter, through breakers crashing left and right, holds his course steady, and the oldest of the gods he wears away. The earth, the immortal, the inexhaustible, as his ploughs go back and forth, year in, year out, with his well-bred stallions turning up the dirt. And the blithe, light-headed race of birds he snares, the savage beasts, the life that swarms the depths. With one fling of his nets woven and coiled tight, he takes them all. Man the skilled, the brilliant. He conquers all, taming with his techniques the praise that roams the cliffs and wild lands, clamping the yoke across the shaggy necks of tireless bulls and horses. And speech and thought, quick as the wind, and the mood and mind, the law that rules the city. All these he has taught himself, and shelter from the arrows of frost, when there's rough lodging under the cold clear skies, and the shafts of lashing rain, ready resourceful man. Never without resources, never an impasse as he marches on the future. Only death, from death alone he will find no rescue. But from desperate plagues he has plotted his escapes. Man the master, ingenious past all measure, past all dreams, the skills within his grasp. He forges on, now to destruction, now onto greatness. When he weaves in the laws of the land and the justice of the gods that binds his oaths together, he and his city rise high. But the city casts out that man that weds himself to inhumanity, thanks to reckless daring. Never share my hearth, never think my thoughts. Whoever does such things. Sophocles wrote that, or something to that effect, 2.5 centuries ago. In his time, language written had already been in the world for 3 millennia. There are about 6,900 languages in the world today. Most of them are not written. Most of them are sounds in time, words spoken and sung, sounds marking time and space, culturally based, ambiguous, thresholds to meaning. I am Maria Randall. I am a Bunjalung woman from the far north coast of New South Wales. I am Hai Ha Lee. I am Sarah Mannery. You are Oedipus at Colonus. We are here. They say tragedy is a dialogue between accident, destiny, and the actions of a hero. Was it an accident, destiny, or the actions of a hero that caused the genocide of my people? Maybe the victors write tragedies to make sense of their actions, while the victims write comedies, finding succor in whim, happenstance, and the unravelling of the day-to-day. black fellow walks into a pub and says, ouch. Only joking. How about this? A black fellow walks into a pub and asks the white publican for some wine. And the white publican says, there are 3 types of wine. Red wine, white wine, and plain ordinary black fellow wine. And the black fellow says, did you know there's 3 types of turd? Horse turd, muss turd, and you big shit. We make the world with our words. And in this world, we give birth to Oedipus. We marry him, are killed by him, sighed by him, and at Colonos we look upon his ravaged face and see ourselves. We bury him. We kill our brother and are in turn killed by him. Because we so love our brother, we honour him with a burial. For this, we are walled up in a cave. And in that cave, we will tie a veil about our neck and hang ourselves. In this world, we do it out of grief. We do it out of ignorance. We do it out of fear. We do it out of love. We do it because it is our destiny. We do it because it is our duty. And when I stop speaking, this world will end.